So guys, welcome back to another video on the channel. Now in this video, what I want to be going through guys is how to structure ROAS deals logistically in terms of, actually, charging your client the ROAS, like the percentage of ROAS. And I also want to touch on how to frame it as well. Like in terms of how to, when you sign on a client, or if you wait the initial period that you say, because you may sign on a client for 2,000 a month, for example, and say for the first 3 months, I'm happy with 2,000 a month. And then after the initial 3 months, I then want to go ahead and renegotiate, see where we're at, see where both parties are at, and take the necessary steps moving forward. That can imply you meaning that potentially, depending on the results you generate at that point, you want to add in a ROAS deal. So as I say, I want to go through how to structure it and position the ROAS deal for, obviously it's in your best interest because you're going to make more, but also position it in the client's best interest, which it genuinely is. You're not being sleazy or snidey or anything like that to your client, because they're genuinely benefiting as well. But obviously you need to position it in a certain way. So that long intro there, but that's what I want to cover in this video. So with that being said, before we jump in, make sure you go ahead, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. I'm posting every other day on the channel, specifically e-com agency content, completely free. So as I say, go ahead, smash the like button and subscribe. And with that being said, let's dive straight into it. So as I say, let's first things first look at how to position it, okay? The way that I always go to, I always fall back to it. It just works the best for me in terms of, always getting the client to agree with the ROAS, is simply having skin in the game, okay? It's honestly the best way for you to go ahead and structure it, to go ahead and position it for your client, is position it in the way of you having skin in the game. What I mean by this is having skin in the game always motivates people, right? For example, if you were to just work with a client on a flat fee of say 4,000 a month, flat fee. If you're in the e-com niche, that's pretty average retainer. So 4,000 a month flat fee. This is in theory, but in reality, they would probably leave you if you weren't getting any results. However, in theory, if you made them 100,000 in 1 month, or you made them 2,000, for you, in that scenario, it doesn't matter. You're still gonna get paid your 4,000 per month flat fee. Obviously, as I say, that's in theory, right? It genuinely doesn't matter the results that you get them, because either way, you're gonna get paid your 4,000. Obviously, in reality, they'd leave you if they were paying you 4,000, you were only bringing them 2,000 in, they would leave you. However, I'm sure you get what I mean. Like in reality, it doesn't matter if it's a flat fee. It doesn't matter how much you make them. You're still going to get paid your retainer, and so that works in your favor, obviously. However, with what I mean when I say when you have skin in the game, is that like you would be genuinely more motivated to get them better results. Right? You've got incentives there. So if you make them 100,000, you're gonna genuinely make more than if you was only to make them 10,000, because you've got skin in the game. You're charging a percentage of ROAS. So this is like genuinely how I always go about structuring it. Is just literally tell the client, like, I am more motivated to generate you specifically result over any other clients, simply because, I've got skin in the game. I'm incentivized because, as I say, if I make you 100,000, I'm gonna make more. Essentially, what it comes down to at the end of the day is the more money I make you as the client, the more money I make personally. Obviously, I personally, and you shouldn't either be more incentivized to get this client better results than this client, because you should try and get obviously all your clients the best results possible. And I know that's what we do at Bax Consulting. However, in the client's mind, they don't want to be a client for you that gets forgotten about. Obviously, as the agency owner, you never forget about clients. However, the client may not think that, and so you want to position it to the client that you genuinely are more motivated to get them better results. And so that's why it's so easy for you to just slap on a 10%, 15% of ROAS, even 5% of ROAS is better than nothing, or a 20% ROAS, whatever it is. Okay, and also another really, really good thing about doing ROAS deals, kind of slightly going off topic, but another really good thing about doing ROAS deals is that it enables you to get clients on that you wouldn't otherwise have gotten on, if that makes sense. So for example, literally this morning, at the point of recording this morning, a student of the Quantum Agency program posted in the Facebook group he signed on a client. However, he did, I think it came out to around 1,500 per month, like flat fee, service fee. And he slapped on a 10% ROAS deal, and he said it's because the client was smaller, right? It was a smaller client, weren't making as much as some other clients are. You know, some of the, you know, for me, for example, some clients are already making like 100,000 a month when they come on to work with myself and my agency, Bax Consulting, right? They're already making that, so they can afford a flat fee of 6,000 a month or whatever it is. However, with the smaller clients, if you're just starting out, you still want a client no matter what size. Obviously, you want them to have good foundations and all that, but you still want a client. And so it allows you to sign on them smaller clients. Like I say, with the student of the program, he was able to sign on that client because he was able to lower his service fee and just slap on a ROAS deal of 10%. And as I say, that allowed him to actually get the client on board, and he wasn't technically making any less, right? Just because it was a smaller client, he wasn't making any less because he can now still go on to generate just ridiculous results for his client, especially given the service delivery week in the program. So as I say, like, he's not making any less, but if he was to go ahead and just charge a 3,000 per month fee, the client just wouldn't have signed on because it's too much because they're a smaller client, okay? So ROAS deals are very powerful, and as I say, when you position them in that way of you've got skin in the game long term, like I literally say word for word when I try and position a ROAS deal, if I'm doing 10%, I would say to them like, look, my flat fee is, for example, 4,500 per month flat fee. However, I'm not looking at this in, you know, a couple months. I see this relationship for the next 12, 24, 36 months, whatever it is, right? So I look at it in a long-term view. And so given that, I want some skin in the game, because what this is gonna enable me to do is be a lot more incentivized to make you more money than some of my other clients, right? And so given this, what I wanna do, as I say, is I wanna do a 4,500 per month flat service fee plus 10% of ROAS on top. And as I say, that is then gonna it's gonna allow me to be a lot more incentivized to get you better results, because essentially at the end of the day, it comes down to the fact that the more money I make you, the more money I personally make. So I've got skin in the game. I wanna get you even better results than what we would already get you anyway. So as I say, that's how much I wanna charge. Go quiet, as all that type of stuff, you know, in your sales script, you should always go quiet once you state your price, and that's how I structure it, okay? That skin in the game, that incentive just makes them feel a lot more comfortable moving forward with you, because not only are they, you know, obviously you wouldn't charge full price if you, you know, you would, for example, let's say your average price is $6,000. You know, that's like your full price is $6,000. You wouldn't charge $6,000 and do 10%. Rather, you'd knock it down to maybe 4,500 and tell them that you've knocked it down, but add the 10% on top. So that enables the client to feel as though, you know, they're getting a $6,000 service for only 4,500. That's like guaranteed to be paid. And then the rest comes in terms of how much results you get them. So as I say, for a lot of the time, it makes sense. It actually genuinely makes sense for the business owner to go ahead and go down more the ROAS deal route rather than just a flat fee up front, because it's more that they've got to fork out from face value and they don't really know the results that's going to come in. So rather, they would prefer to do less on the front end and still pay the same amount on the back end. For the most part, though, they're going to pay more, right? Because if you generate somebody $100,000 from 20,000 ad spend, there's like $80,000 that you can charge your 10% on, or whatever it is that you do. So for the most part, you're actually going to make more off of them. It's just because they're not, you know, they're not committed to paying that much upfront without the, you know, with the uncertainty of getting results back, if that makes sense. Now, obviously, I apologize, I rambled on a bit too much there. I get quite into it sometimes. So as I say, I rambled on slightly, but the way now that you actually want to like logistically do the ROAS deals is you obviously always do it at the end of the month, right? Don't do it at the start, because the ROAS percentage is based on how much you bring them in. At the start of each month, you don't know how much you're gonna bring them in, right? So obviously, I mean, that goes without saying, do it at the end of the month. However, at the start of the month, you've got your normal service fee of whatever it is, 2,000, 3,000, whatever it is. That comes out at the start of the month. That's a given, right? And then at the end of the month, I usually do it 1 or 2 days after the end of the month. So for example, if it lands perfectly where you sign them on at the 1st of the month and obviously the month ends on the 30th, like you sign a client and it's perfectly those dates, I would, 1st of the month would be the service fee, right? Just your normal service fee. And then I would do the 1st or 2nd of the following month to charge the ROAS of the previous month. I hope that makes sense. That just enables, because sometimes with Facebook, the tracking is slightly off. I know sometimes like we would run an ad set and then we'd think that ad set, this is so annoying. We run an ad set, we think that ad set is not doing well because it's only brought in 10 purchases and it's running only at 1.7 ROAS, for example, arbitrary numbers, and then we turn it off. And then like a day later, 2 days later, more sales roll in from it because that, they were delayed in the tracking, and then it goes above a 2 ROAS, for example. So as I say, I always want to leave a 1 or 2 day buffer window in order for you to let the delayed tracking come in. And then from there, just go ahead and create a single invoice in simple invoices, okay? Obviously, if you're in the program, you should be using that software for your invoicing system. That's what I use for my agency. So just create a single invoice and bill them, whatever it is your percentages, bill them for that previous 30 days. But obviously as well, on the 1st of that following month, your service fee, flat fee would have already come out. And so that 2nd invoice is for the ROAS of the previous 30 days. Again, I hope that makes sense. Also, what I always do is just either send over a quick Loom or just send over a quick message to the client and just let them know, and let them know kind of how much you spent, how much you brought in, how much you charge your 10%, 20%, whatever the ROAS deal, how much you did that percentage on, and then let them know that you've just billed them for that amount. And obviously just always say, if you've got any questions, any problems, just let me know, we can walk through it, we can work through it, whatever. I've never had a problem. They've never said, oh, you did too much or whatever, because like, it's just factual numbers pulled directly from the ad account. So as I say, that's kind of how I logistically structure it. That's how I pay it. And also that is how I position ROAS deals for optimal conversions in terms of making the client want to have the ROAS deal, right? Because it genuinely, if you position it in that way, it genuinely doesn't make sense for them to pay a full, your full price for your service fee. It actually makes sense for them to take a little bit less on the service fee. Pay a little bit less on the service fee, but do the 10% because you're genuinely more incentivized to get them better results. So I hope that helps you in terms of getting clients now on for a 10% ROAS plus a base fee, because actually as well, as I say, if you're good at service delivery, your service delivery is structured well. If you're in the quantum agency program, I can guarantee you your service delivery will be on point for e-com brands. That is, as I say, if it is on point, then you will be able to make more money from each client than you would if you were to charge slightly higher in your flat fee, monthly return, okay? So as I say, I hope that helped. If it did, make sure you go ahead, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.